first local, was it you that met with a...
Yeah, absolutely, it was me, yeah. I'm like I'm the goalkeeper, you know, everything that doesn't work, I'll fix. The first one, that's a good question. That was like end of... Yeah, there were two brothers from Pesaro, Italy. Two brothers that also lived in New York, and they live in Italy, and it was... Funny enough, I didn't have any expectations the first meetup, and it just felt like just a regular conversation you would have with a stranger. It was, you know, it also depends on the type of people that you meet. You know, everybody is, I'm quite a talker, so I could fill an hour easily. Some can't, and it was very mutual. It was very, one was working in architecture, the other one was working in advertising as well back home. So we actually mainly talked about our jobs, our work, and what drives them. And I even got an email last week by one of them who was really caught by Italian economic crisis, and he was asking if I knew any opportunities in Amsterdam. So it's funny, like, you know, there's some backlash at times. And they had a great time. I gave him the insights they wanted. I think when I look back, it was very design-oriented. And wow, their story's up, and they loved it. Yeah.
Because of the match that you make between the local and the visitor?
Yeah.
That's based on the form somebody fills in, says, oh, okay, I'm looking for this type of information, or I'm this type of person.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I mean, the form is up now, which can be quite a barrier for some, and we're thinking of changing it to make the sign up a lot easier, but send a form along. I think the form is very important to not only to get more out of the traveler to know what they want, but also to test who that person is. Because that's the most risky thing. The thing is, you know, it's like a liability, and you know, we're in a human business. So you really have to know that they have good intentions. So that's why you cannot choose your own local, because they probably will all choose for cute blonde Renee, you know. So you know, there are some security measures in this system. Well, it's not a system, it's really doing it by hand, actually. Security measures taken just to make sure it's all good. And some locals say, yeah, I don't mind, you know, even female locals, they say, I preferably just like to meet women. And that's fine.
So what do you do if you have a mismatch with, for example, with the Russian girl?
Yeah. It's part of the, that's a risk to take. I mean, you know, I mean, you're of course in a business to please people, but you know, I mean, it's daily reality. You meet people you don't like. And yes, you know, I mean, you know, so I mean, that's a thing with this service as well. Like, it shouldn't be a loner service that only, you know, like single or lonely people, you know, like business guys that are here for business, but, you know, they're stuck in their hotel room and they think, hey, I want to meet somebody. We have to be careful it's not that, you know. So I also want to meet, you know, couples or groups of people or families instead. And mismatch, yeah, just, you know, give them an information they want, they're searching, they're looking for, and leave. As easy as that. So I had one local who had two less fun meet and greets. So I'm hoping the next one will be more fun. Yeah.
How do you set expectations with the traveler though? So for example, you use this example of a mismatch.
Yeah.
But then looking at the stories on the site, a lot of the stories are like, I met Momo and I spent the whole day with him and he took me to this park and then he took me to this bar.
That's
and I got
Momo.
really drunk. Okay.
No, but that's really Momo. Momo is somebody who just, you know, the moment he walks in the supermarket and he hears somebody from abroad, he starts talking to them. That's Momo. Others are less open. They're like, oh, we're again a tourist. You know, and then like the majority of people in this city as well, and those are examples in Berlin, the same thing. They don't like tourists. You know, they're like, again, he's in my way. He's biking here the wrong side of the canal. You know, so you know, I even hear that in culture class, you know, like for people that just moved here. Like, yeah, Dutch are not really fond about, you know, foreigners. I mean, if that already happens in culture class, you know, week 2 you're here, it's like, you know, what kind of perception are we creating here? I think that's so, you know, generic. So the locals that are on board, I know for sure that, you know, those are not that kind of people. Sure.
You were talking about maybe people who are going to move here as well.
Yeah.
I found that my friends from abroad who came here for 6 months or so for an exchange really had a hard time landing in or meeting the city.
Yeah.
And they were only mixing up with themselves and with English-speaking people.
Yeah.
Maybe that would be a good group for you to focus on, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. Not only exchange, but you know, expats, same thing.
They didn't find Dutch people to be very nice either.
I mean, again, that's interesting. It's very cultural. I mean, like, so I come up with this idea, but if you go to Southern America, that's like daily business. You know, that like more collectivity culture, collectivity thinking. They like every stranger, like, hey, come on, you can have dinner at my place tonight. They don't need itinerary, almost, right? So if we can facilitate that, it would be great. I'd love to. But the thing only is the difference between a visitor who goes back home and somebody who's staying is like, you know, my locals already have their friends.
Yeah, you didn't get rid of them afterwards.
No, well, you don't want to get rid, chuck them in a canal. No, but the thing is that, again, what are the intentions, what are the expectations, and how can we answer, you know, give an answer to those expectations? My locals haven't signed up for itinerary to make more friends. But if we can make life a lot easier for people that just got here, yeah, we can at least help them. So yeah, focus was and has been on travelers, visitors. We're not saying travelers anymore, we're saying visitors. And I like to shift my focus as well towards students and expats. So I hope to talk to an expat center soon. Thank you all.